right, I would like to go ahead and call to order this regular city council meeting for Tuesday, May 28th, 2024. If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Barb, will you call the roll, please?
Daniel. Pratt.
Here.
Jenkins. Van Allsburg.
Here.
Rhines.
Here.
Gilroy.
Here.
Hanson.
Here.
I am looking for a motion to excuse Councilman Jenkins. If someone would like to make that, please.
So moved.
Thank you. Do I have support? Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Thank you so much. Now I'm looking for approval of this evening's agenda, unless there are changes that need to be noted.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as submitted.
All right, thank you both. Do I have
Second.
support? Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries for the approval of agenda this evening. Now we have an opportunity for audience participation with a maximum of 5 minutes per presentation. If there's anybody out there that would like to come forward and speak. All right. Moving along, we've got our council meeting minutes from May 13th, 2024. I'd like to acknowledge my Mayor Pro Tem, Brandon Lanyon, for leading that meeting while I was unavailable. Looking for approval to approve those meeting minutes unless there are changes that need to be noted.
Move to approve.
Thank you. Do I have support?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Brandon, you had an opportunity to review accounts payable for this evening.
I did. We have a pretty light one. There wasn't anything too out of the ordinary on it. We had some cross-connection stuff that we had to pay for, minor regular construction. So I didn't have any questions with that. I would make a motion to approve checks 77559 through 77580 and ACH 892 through 908 for a grand total of $65,075.07.
Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that.
Zero.
Yeah, I know, right? Before I ask for that second, any questions regarding accounts payable this evening? All right, I'm looking for a motion to support Brandon's motion.
Support.
Thank you. Barb, will you call the roll for accounts payable this evening?
Van Allsburg.
Yes.
Rhines.
Yes.
Gilroy.
Yes.
Lanyon.
Yes.
Hanson.
Yes.
Pratt.
Yes.
All right, we're not quite at the 7:05 mark, but I believe we can start our action items and go back to our public hearing time of 7:05. So I'll skip down to action items. We have our social district resolution for Zindas. I'll turn that over to our city manager, John Hannafin.
Thank you, good evening. Council had initially adopted resolutions for the 4 establishments in the social district, and Zinda's application was sent back by the state some time ago. And I think what happened is when they made their submittal, our city district wasn't approved yet. And so, Adam at Zinda's was just kind of waiting for things to see how they went. So, but be that as it may, here's the resolution for Zinda's. Does include the name of the LLC that Zinda's liquor license is held on. So, happy to answer any questions you may have. It's not a change to the district or anything like that. It's just finalizing the resolution for Zinda's to participate.
And this will bring us to a total of 3 restaurants so far participating out of our 4.
Yep, that's
All right, great. Any questions for John, or would somebody like to make the motion?
Make a motion to approve the social district permit resolution for ASZ Enterprises LLC doing businesses in Dulles.
Thank you so much. Do I have support?
Second.
Thank you. Barb, will you call the roll, please?
Gilroy.
Yes.
Lanyon.
Yes.
Hanson.
Yes.
Pratt.
Yes.
Van Allsburg.
Yes.
Rhines.
Yes.
All right. Our next is our city assessing services, and we have a memo in our packet from our city manager, John Hannafin. I'll turn that back over to you.
Thank you. As part of our overall way of operating here in the city, we have a number of contract providers, legal services, assessing, planning and zoning. And so it was time to bid out assessing services. We got a great response. We got 7 either firms or sole practitioners to respond. All of them were within one was a little on the high side, but all of them were within what I would call an acceptable range for the service that we pay. Our current assessor, their contract annually is for right around $30,000, so it gives you an idea of the scope. But after review of the proposals, the 7 that were submitted, staff's recommending that City Council hire HSC Services for the period of June 1st, 2024 to May 31st, 2025. The total monthly fee of $2,500, which does not exceed $30,000 for the whole year, and then the option to extend the term if mutually agreed upon by both parties. Just to give you a little bit of background on HSC, they currently are the assessors for Locke, Leroy, Wheatfield Township, also for the city of Mason. There's 3 very experienced folks that are part of that group. The least experienced person in that group has been an assessor at our level for more than 10 years. So again, it was a very, very good response. They're not the cheapest bid, but they are certainly a acceptable price for the services that we provide.
Excellent, thank you so much, I appreciate that. Question, Terry, go ahead.
In government funding and government contracting and all that, there's usually a thing that says you have to go with the lowest bidder even if you don't like the lowest bidder. So apparently we don't have that limitation here.
We have, because this
Which
is.
I think is a good idea,
Yeah.
by the way, I'm just wondering.
Yeah, because this is a professional service, we're not obligated to pick the lowest bid.
Okay.
We do have a fiduciary responsibility to pick the most responsible bid for at least a market rate price.
Okay.
And based on the fact that, you know, the range that we had was 24,000 to 39,000, and they were right in the middle, and it's also the amount that we're currently paying.
Okay, great.
And frankly, I mean, that amount that's public information, anybody can look that up, so.
Okay.
Tim, did you want to add anything to
Just
that?
in light of the comment, it is the lowest responsible bidder. You don't have to take the lowest one. You can reject any and all bids, and you can negotiate after you open the bids.
Great,
Yeah.
all right. And Scott, you had a question?
Yeah, I have 2 questions. First one is, who is it now?
It's, yeah.
Preston.
Preston.
Pete Preston is our.
Okay, so the current one's not on, isn't rebidding?
Correct.
Okay.
Mhm.
The second question is, so you've chosen HSC, can you sort of elaborate on why you picked them?
Yeah, they of the firms that submitted, they had the most experience as far as their staffing levels, the 3 folks that are part of their group, and then they are familiar with our area. At one point, Cunningham's is one of the primary assessors. They actually were Williamston residents at one point. And they do, as I said, they do Locke, Leroy, and Wheatfield Township, and also the city of Mason. So they're very similar to our demographic, and that is a strength when you're doing assessing.
Okay.
All right, great.
Next.
All right, I'm looking for someone to make this motion then.
Make a motion to select HSC Services Inc. for assessing services for the following terms and conditions. 1, for the period of June 1st, 2024 to May 31st, 2025. 2, for the monthly fee of $2,500 for a total not to exceed $30,000. And 3, the option to extend the term if mutually agreed upon by both parties.
Thank you so much. Do I have support?
Second.
All right, thank you both. Barb, will you call the roll, please?
Lanyon,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Pratt,
Yes.
Van Allsburg,
Yes.
Rhines,
Yes.
Gilroy.
Yes. Tim, can we finish out our action items and then jump back up since we just have a simple application? All right. Our last action item is the appointment of Jacob Imans to the Economic Development Corporation, TIFA 2A, TIFA 2B, for a term to expire 6/30/30. I'm looking for that motion, please.
So moved.
Thank you. Do I have
Second.
support? Thank you. Barb, will you call the roll, please?
Hanson,
Yes.
Pratt,
Yes.
Van Allsburg,
Yes.
Rhines,
Yes.
Gilroy,
Yes.
Lanyon.
Yes.
All right, thank you. We will go back now up to item number 8 on our agenda, which is our public hearing for the 2024-2025 fiscal year budget, 2024-2025 millage rates, 2024-2025 utility rates and fees, and we will go ahead and call this public hearing to order at 7:09. Turn this over to our city manager, John Hanfin.
Thank you, just a bit of a preamble. I know everybody's pleased, we're not having another PowerPoint tonight, although there are PowerPoints in the slide deck and it's been online, but just to cover the highlights, I mean, our budget process really starts in January of every calendar year with staff, and then we make our way to the visioning session in February, and then have a draft budget presented in April to City Council, and that's according to City Charter. And then we have, at a minimum one, and in most years two, different work sessions to discuss budget. All the while, the information is posted, it's public, the budget's available for review. Just to kind of go over our budgetary themes for this year, operations and services largely the same. We're gonna keep replacing equipment. It is a collective bargaining year for the police department. We're gonna continue to invest in our supply and equipment for our water and wastewater systems. We're planning on the Red Cedar River crossing and the alley water main as what I call impactful water main projects. And then we are doing the master plan update, which was started now, but will certainly conclude in the upcoming fiscal year. As far as fees, and this is also the public hearing for utility rates and fees, those proposed for the coming fiscal year are the same as this year. So that fee sheet was included. The millage rate is actually, because of the Headley Amendment, is actually fractionally reduced. So the overall millage rate is reduced by, our treasurer's here is at .001 mils, I believe, something along those lines.
It was 14.8873, I believe, so. That was math.
So by the power of administrator math, that is about .001.
Yes.
Which is, aren't you glad we're backstopped with somebody who
Yes,
actually has to precisely know what it is,
absolutely.
so it's
I'm
awesome.
sorry, it's 14.8663, and it was 14.886.
886.
Really?
So it's, the overall millage rate is fractionally reduced. And as far as budget, again, we've talked about that in depth, the last two council meetings. And so, after the conclusion of the public hearing this evening, the budget, the millage rates, and then utility rates would be adopted at our next regular council meeting on June 10th.
Great, excellent, thank you so much. Any questions? All right, I will go ahead and close this public hearing at, yes. Do we have any questions from our audience? No, all right, excellent. All right, I will close this public hearing at 7:12. And now we are back to item 10, discussion items, construction project updates.
So just taking through our project list, on Putnam, North Putnam, there was a lot of back of the curb and tree lawn restoration over the last week or so. The plan, K&R's landscape contractor will be planting trees tomorrow, so they are gonna do that. And then the goal, and it's still an achievable goal, is to do the wearing course of the final course of paving on Thursday. So the
Excellent.
project is still a little bit ahead of schedule. And just wanna thank all the residents, and people who are impacted as part of their normal drive route for their patience during the construction projects. I know it's never easy. I'm not gonna try and tell folks that it was long or not, but the good news, it's coming to a conclusion, so that's good. With Williams Street, they're working on the last tie-ins of water main, and then also doing the finished grading. So they were out there working today, even in the muck, and so that's moving well. A couple days behind on that project, but still certainly well within substantial completion of June into July. But should be paving here very soon over there. Lloyd Street, finishing up water services, also working today. We got a little bit fortunate with the weather for most of the day, so we got a good long day out there. Should be working on back and curb stuff there in the next week or so once the services are done, and then paving will take place really back to back on Williams, and then they'll move literally the next day or so over to Lloyd. So still moving pretty well.
Excellent, great, thank you so much. Brandon has been able to give updates over the past 2 years for Putnam, but I think I can speak for most of Williams Street when I just cannot say enough about the professionalism from Spicer and from Iron Horse. And they are just fantastic out there on the streets, working with the residents and everything. They've done a phenomenal job. So I won't be sad to see them go, but I will because you develop, you know, relationships with them, so, definitely appreciate everything that they've been doing.
Well, I suspect it'll be that.
Wow, I don't know, maybe in a
At
different
some
location.
point.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
have a comment as well, on Iron Horse. I live a half a block off of Lloyd,
Mhm.
right? Guys across the street, little monastery there, they took out a chunk of driveway, concrete driveway. They wanted to replace it with grass, so they did that. They had a pile of concrete rubble. They weren't sure what to do with it, right? The Iron Horse guys came by and they said, "You want us to move that rubble for you?" And they said, "Okay, I guess, yeah, sure." They brought over a big front loader and a couple of guys, and they loaded up all that stuff and they put it somewhere, I don't know where, but,
yeah.
so, I was asking earlier, is there some public way to, like a Facebook kind of a thing, or something that says, these guys are really good, or give them a 5-star rating someplace.
Right,
I
yeah,
don't know how to do that, but I'd like to do that, if we
Yeah.
can do that with the video, I
Yeah.
don't know,
yeah.
so, these guys are great,
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I can give you about 3 million reasons why they're happy.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, right?
It
I
wasn't
will-
entirely voluntary.
I will
Let's-
say, I will say, obviously, you know, they're doing it for pay, but the ground crew isn't doing it for, I mean, they're there and they're awesome. I mean, you know, I was obviously touting about Iron Horse last year, but K&G is there this year.
Yep.
And they are just as phenomenal. I mean, they haven't invited Harvey to go on equipment, so that's a lack on them. But but even so, you know, I was telling Jeremy, he's telling me about that, you know, I had cut down 2 bushes and they were grinding up stumps down there and they're like, "Hey, do you want it?" And it was like a, you know, 10 by 10 foot pile of wood I had, and they're like, "Do you want us to grind it up for you? We're already doing it, so you might as well."
Yeah.
So like, they're going above and beyond what they have to do that. When they were grading, cause when they did our driveway, it was 1.5 foot from the grass to our new driveway, and so they were asking what we wanted it to look like and what
Yep.
they would do, so like, they've been great, they didn't
Yeah.
have to do all this stuff, they've just done the job and left, and
Yeah.
they've been very professional and very nice
Yeah.
to everybody, so.
Yeah,
they're-
they've
We
really,
got 2 good crews running.
yeah,
Is this related to the fact that we don't have to use the lowest bidder?
Well, this is the opposite.
this is,
Yeah.
yeah,
With the first, well, Iron Horse was the only bidder for the utilities portion,
mhm,
but they are a great company. K&R was the low bidder out of 7, I believe,
For the
but that,
second.
we had to run that through the state of Michigan bid process,
Yeah.
because there's MDOT funds.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
Yep.
well, these guys do a great job.
yeah, they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
I hope they bid for our future work too, because, I feel like they've really become a part of our community. And master plan update.
Sure. We had our kickoff meeting at the planning commission meeting last time. We will not, and I'll announce this now, we are not having a planning commission meeting in June. Partly, there's a lot, I know folks are horribly disappointed about that, but we'll be back in July. But there's a lot of the demographic information and a lot of the noticing that McKenna's working on, as well as the public outreach, like how that will work. So they're working on those scope items right now. So there won't be any forward public-facing stuff in the next couple weeks, but definitely will be as we start moving into the summer months.
Excellent.
We just want another call for folks when the public participation, whether it's a survey or a design shred or something like that, please do participate. I mean, you know, now more than ever, we need to hear folks, and you know, you get an opportunity to help plan the community of the future.
Excellent. Maine for safety improvements.
I don't have anything this time. Spicer's been pretty involved with wrapping up our projects, but we'll have something hopefully next time.
All right, great. Correspondence received, information only, we do not have any, so we'll jump right into department head reports. We'll go right back to you, John.
Yeah, so probably I guess the biggest news is that we did hire an operations supervisor for Public Works. It's Ray Schmidt. He's an experienced Public Works and Operations utility supervisor. We went through the interview process, and I will say we were fortunate. He is somebody that I have worked with before, but he was the best candidate that did apply, and so we're looking forward to him starting, and he's going to start on June 3rd. He's been in a couple times to meet some of the staff and kind of get the lay of the land, but he's really someone who's super experienced, and he's really a value add as an employee because he does have, in addition to operations experience, he is also licensed in water and wastewater plant operation.
Okay.
He actually has a level above our current level because the system he's worked with before were a little bit larger. So
All right.
Yes, sir.
Where did we poach him from?
He's retiring from the city of Chelsea. Yeah,
City of
he's a
Chelsea?
young
Okay,
retiree.
that's very good, all right.
All right, anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, we'll roll down the road to Chief.
Awesome, thank you. The statistics were in the last council meeting, but we have received a few phone calls of citizens concerned about the speed in North Putnam, so just beware that the radar sign will be deployed to North Putnam upon its opening, and the officers will be giving directed patrol to speed in that area. The National Night Out fundraiser will be at Culver's for National Night Out on June 3rd, next Monday, from 5 to 9. That's going to be at the Culver's at Okemos and 996 for to get funds for National Night Out. And the last thing is the rave mass notification system goes live June 1st. The last council meeting, Director Davidson was here talking about the rave mass communication system. It's a great system. We've pushed it out on our Facebook page 3 times now, and City Hall's pushed it out as well. So we hope we have a lot of citizens, and I urge all of you to sign up for it, because it is an excellent system. I signed myself up for it. I was in the old system, but you can actually input into your house. You can say how many pets are in your house, whether you have anyone with medical needs. Maybe you want to put your door code or your garage code. So if you call 911, your garage code automatically comes up. So it's a really robust system that I hope everyone takes advantage of. And it also pushes out National Weather Service notifications at the same time the police and fire get them. So, good system.
Chief, how's it going over there with Putnam and school traffic? I know we're winding down the school year. I know that probably there's been some frustration still, but how's that over there?
I have actually received no complaints about the traffic flow at all.
Okay.
The school's still very pleased with the no left turn,
Okay.
so we haven't had any complaints at all, and I think everything's going well.
All right, great. And so, more than likely then you'll continue that no left turn into the new school year?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
excellent,
Correct.
excellent, great.
How's the compliance on the no left turn thing?
The days that I'm up there, sometimes maybe 1 or 2 people, but that
Just
has
a few.
dwindled.
Oh, yeah.
With understandably, people, it was new, so the people I actually stopped were residents in the area, and not people dropping off kids. So it's an education for everybody.
All right, great. All right, we'll keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Oh, I know that we're going into the end of May, but June will be rolling up, and I suspect that we'll get a little bit of a Jubilee update. But will the reserves be participating in Jubilee this?
They will. They will be
June? Excellent.
working at the beverage tent
Okay.
Wednesday through Saturday, as well as the grand parade on Saturday at I believe it's at noon. So they'll be out in force.
All right, and kudos to the reserves for the Memorial Day parade too.
Yes,
Very
thank
well
you.
organized, and I know from doing traffic duty as a reserve, that's not always easy, letting cars go through. And I'm not sure who was at the four corners. It wasn't Don, but the other had to make a very quick maneuver to keep a car from going towards the actual parade that was en route. So, job well done.
Thank you. I'll pass it on. I
All right.
appreciate it.
Excellent. Committee, subcommittee reports. Anyone have any meetings that they want to share information on? Yes, Terry?
Parks, we did a walkthrough. The new pavilion and the Corner Park looks really good. And, excuse me, we took a vote, and we decided that we looked at the sculpture things from the trees, right? I leaned against one of them, and it's just like, it's like ready to go down, ready to crash. So we took a vote, because we knew that we were the people that were to decide what to do with the sculptures, and we voted in favor of having the sculptures cut down and put into storage, rather than have them be out there where they're unsafe.
Okay.
But that was a vote, and everybody voted in favor of it.
From what I understand too, we have permanent cornhole,
Oh, yeah, that's new.
over
It's
there
very
next to
popular.
the, next to the new pavilion, so
And
that's a
there's new
great addition
sculptures
too.
coming in,
Yep.
new chainsaw sculptures. Is that October or November?
October 11th through the 13th.
Yep.
October, so
Yep,
it's gonna be in
chainsaw in the
advance.
park, yeah.
Yes.
So they'll be in permanent storage, or are you gonna try to find new homes for them?
Well, the ones that that we need to cut down, they're really rotten. I mean, you don't have to lean hard on them, and they start to,
Right.
lean over like that. I'm not sure what the plan is, what to do with them. I would recommend that they be disposed of. I don't think you wanna keep them. We could auction them off.
There might be somebody
Yeah,
that
my
would like
wife's
to have one.
interested in getting one if you're just gonna throw them away.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, well, we could vote on that.
Okay,
Okay, okay.
thanks, Terry.
Yeah, vote on it.
All right, anyone else with a committee report? All right, time for audience participation again, anybody like to come forward? All right, moving along, council member comments, I will start with you, Tom.
Nothing from me, thank you.
All right, Terry?
I'd like to commend our audience today. Thanks for showing up.
Terry, I can always count on you for something. All right, Brandon?
I would just like, my wife would like to offer our driveway to any officer that would like to sit there, to do traffic patrol, because she's very upset about how fast people are driving down there, and asked me specifically to pull chief aside, which I did before the meeting.
Excellent, well, it's nice to know that you wanna give them a spot for them
So if
to
they need
sit.
anywhere to go, I'll give them water, Cokes, whatever they want.
They
can come
definitely would
hang
not
out.
be incognito, I
No.
mean,
Well, the new payment, the cars go faster in the new payment.
Yeah, that's what people think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely are going fast.
Scott, any
Yeah,
comments?
just a general comment about the quality of the community in general, the quality of the employees that we have in Williamston, and everything is just, everyone's trying hard, and it's nice to be a part of that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I saved the best for last.
Jubilee.
Dan?
So real quick, before I get to Jubilee, we have over Memorial Park, the baseball field adjacent to the elementary school was dedicated to Mike Bauer. And there's been a wooden sign that's hung up there probably since the field was dedicated to him. I actually had a conversation with his brother earlier this spring. We were talking about, oh, we should get out here and paint it. And we'd actually discussed doing that some, but didn't get around to it. And then a couple weeks ago, I was walking past the sign and we had a whole new sign put up out there. Looks fresh and clean, amazing. So kudos to staff and whatnot for getting that done. And as far as I know, there was no prompting, just looked at it and go, hey, something needs to be done with this. So that's great. On to Jubilee. So Jubilee, June 17th through the 23rd this year. We're getting ready to go. Jubilee trailer got moved down Sunday, all set up, ready to go. You see the signs are starting to go up. I picked up flyers from Linder Press this morning. They're starting to go out in local businesses. More will be out tomorrow. We just got them out in a few places today. As always, we already have a couple corrections from the flyer, so our Facebook page has the most up-to-date information. Like, for example, I think we have the Mid-Michigan Tees group, the Model T Car Club. It's come down the last few years. It's been down in front of the food and beverage tent. After the flyer went to print, it was asked that we move them closer to downtown. So that's, for example, that's something that you'll see on the Facebook page versus it has the wrong location in the flyer. We've got a lot of fun stuff planned. I know we have a Nashville recording artist who's actually graduated from Williamston, Jessie Adams, who's just came out with a new single, I think, last week. She's playing in the tent Friday night. A lot of people are excited about that. We've got Codette's Hardware with sponsoring the fireworks Friday night. Nico's will actually be serving food. I had a hard time getting just a regular food truck for Wednesday night. So we were gonna have an opening there, but Nico's called and they're actually gonna serve some of their own food down at the tent Wednesday night, so that'll be fun. We have kind of a fun fair food truck down there, elephant ears and slushies and stuff like that for after the kids parade, so the kids will enjoy that. And they're gonna be there, they won't be there Thursday, but they'll be there Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, and we've got some other fun food trucks. But lots of fun stuff to do. Check out the Facebook page or get yourself a flyer.
How's the derby shaping up?
Derby's looking good. Derby's looking good.
Yeah.
That is an important thing.
Very much so. Are you gonna do little kids derby?
We are. We've got
Excellent.
the Kids Power Wheels Derby coming back. I left that out of the Facebook event, and that was one of the first questions I got was, hey, wait a minute, is the Kids Power Wheel Derby coming back? So I had to check with Chris Lloyd, our event coordinator. He's like, oh yeah, of course.
Of course.
Of course it's coming back. So
Dan, tell us again what the theme is, just for our viewing audience. I know your flyers are coming out, I know we have our Facebook page, but tell us the theme and what went into that this year for that decision.
So this year, it's come meet your neighbor, and we just thought, Jubilee's a great time for everybody to just come out and get together, and that's what it's about, it's just the community spending time together, getting to know one another, and just doing what the things that make small towns fun. So,
Excellent.
Good places to live.
And will we have the milk half-gallon things for the beer?
We will. We placed a new order for the gallon, for our half-gallon jugs,
Excellent.
end of last week. Carol at Independent Bank helped us out with that because the place we get them from only takes wire transfer. So we went down and Carol helped us out. We actually used to get them from Quality Dairy for many years, but Quality Dairy doesn't have a bottling plant anymore.
Oh,
So
wow.
now we go almost all the way to Plymouth.
Wow.
to get 'em.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to use local resources to help in that very important purchase for our special week here in town. And then also you have Citizens of the Year Monday evening, senior citizens.
So
You're
Monday-
taking nominations still?
Yep, for the next week or so, we're still, week, maybe week and a half, we're taking nominations for Citizen of the Year. People that don't know, Citizen of the Year is someone who has a long track record in town of volunteerism. That volunteerism could be in your church, at the school, with the Kiwanis, with whoever, but a volunteer in town that has done things that have helped the community. And we people in the past have done, Terry Nelson's been Citizen of the Year, Jill Cutshaw, for Ralph Shuck, longtime 50-year Scoutmaster in town, Sandy Welton.
Sandy's been one.
So people that have dedicated a lot of their time and effort in town as a volunteer. That's the Citizen of the Year dinner. The Kiwanis are heading that up this year because this is actually the 100th anniversary of the Kiwanis Club being chartered in Williamston. So the Jubilee, Kiwanis, Friends of Williamston Park, Rotary, and for a really long time until the Lions unfortunately had to bow out. We have a rotation of who plans the citizen dinner, and the Kiwanis asked that this be their year because it's their 100th anniversary. And they actually are putting on towards the end of the craft show, on Saturday, the Kiwanis are throwing a big free birthday party in McCormick Park. There's gonna be bounce houses and food and all sorts of fun stuff for free that's for the kids, and it's to celebrate the 100th birthday party, so that's cool.
That's fantastic. What a nice addition. All right, well, I just wanna say thank you again for, council, running smoothly without me being here. I appreciate that. It was much needed time away. I wanna say thank you to our city staff and all of our, contractors that are getting these projects done here in the city. Everything's starting to look fantastic. Can't wait for, Jubilee to get here. Went to farmer's market this past Sunday and it was so nice. I mean, it was busy, so that is so nice to see, especially having a new farmer's market manager, leading the way. So if you've not been there on a Sunday, definitely make time to do that.
32 vendors.
Yeah, it was crazy
That was
busy.
our goal to get to over 30 like in 2 years
Yeah.
from now. It's already doing it right.
Yeah,
Doing
and
good, yeah.
I have to put a special plug in for some of the cookies that I got because, wow. So you can't go wrong with anything from any of the vendors there. Cheese person, different vegetable vendors, crafts, you name it. There's a vendor there for everybody, trust me. But with that, I will go ahead and call us adjourned at 7:34. Yeah, I had